Hello my friends, my name is Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to a video where I will be discussing what I believe to be the top 5 worst Total War games that have been released by Creative Assembly. Please remember that this is only my opinion. There will be some listed here that you'll likely disagree with. If that is the case, then I would be very interested to see what your top 5 worst games are, so please list them in the comment section below. Alternatively, I do have a video on the channel where I do list my top 5 videos, so if you're interested in that, by all means go and check that out. Without further ado, let's start with number 5. At number 5 we have Shogun Total War. I just want to state that this isn't fundamentally a bad game or release for Creative Assembly. It was actually a pretty decent game years ago. The problem with this is that it hasn't aged well, and players would find it difficult to get the game to play on their modern PC setups. Overall, this game was pretty solid and was a great starting point for many players within the fanbase. It just happens to be number 5 on here, mainly down to his age and the fact that nobody's going to really play this game now. I'm certainly not going to play this game now, considering we have Shogun 2. So by default, it ends up at number 5. Number 4, we have Medieval Total War. I have gone with this, but you can pretty much switch this around with number 5 if you'd like. It was the second game released by Creative Assembly and also spawned an expansion pack called Viking Invasion. Overall, this game enters at number 4 by default, literally because of its age. Very similar to Shogun Total War at number 5. But basically, yeah, it hasn't aged well, same as number 5, and really we're going to move on to the top 3 here, because the top 3 will probably be the real list in this video. Number 3 is Total War Attila. A game which was released quite soon after the release of Rome 2, which of course angered some people at the time, as Rome 2 was still going through its healing process of patches. The game is just lifeless, a big campaign map, but with not much going on. The music is dreary, the campaign AI can sometimes be suicidal, which to be fair you can say for lots of Total War games, but is especially prevalent here in Attila. The Western Roman Empire are completely doomed from the start. I realise this game is the Dark Ages setting and we are supposed to be seeing the last days of Rome, but the Western Roman Empire are absolutely pathetic, getting smashed by everyone and very rarely posing a real threat. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the Huns are way too overpowered and usually steamroll the campaign until you yourself, the player, intervenes. Sieges are awful, with lots of bugs and repetitive maps. Like seriously, how many times have we played on this map, for example? The amount of hours you invest in the game don't feel worthwhile. The game does feel like a reskinned Rome 2, and Rome 2 does have more content than this. The game did add new features such as the raise mechanic for settlements, which was alright, and did have a decent DLC release with the Age of Charlemagne. Overall, Total War Attila does feel like a missed opportunity. For number 2, I have gone with Empire Total War. This game had some great ideas and concepts, bringing a completely different style of battles to the franchise with gunpowder warfare. Unfortunately, the game was released in a poor state, and less than a year later, CA moved on to Napoleon Total War. Now, Empire did bring in lots of new features such as naval combat, technology, and 3 theatres of war, which are Europe, India, and the Americas. Now, to be fair, this was exciting for players to first experience. However, the game release was very buggy and didn't really improve, as CA did not stick with the game like they would later do with Rome 2 after that game's bad release. In some ways, the game needed a mod to make the game playable. Enter Darth Mod. Darth Mod obviously been a fantastic mod, a mod we've seen on other Total War such as Shogun 2, and it's a mod that helps sort of the AI and helps kind of make campaigns a bit more challenging. And unfortunately, this game needed Darth Mod to make it that sort of challenge. It was quite a bad release, like I did mention, and yeah, the game is still enjoyable to play today. However, for me personally, it wasn't to my taste and could have been done much better. If you compare the game to Fall of the Samurai, which was released only a few years after this game, and also on the same engine, which was Total War 3, you can clearly see that Fall of the Samurai has far more polish and has a lot more to offer. For number 1, I have gone with Thrones of Britannia. This game is without doubt the worst Total War game in the franchise, a game totally gutted of content. It is the worst reviewed Total War game on Steam, and hardly anybody still plays this game. You only have to go and check the concurrent players list. The game has only had 1 patch as of its release, and also had a Blood DLC, which was free if you own Total War Attila. It's kind of obvious that they use the same assets for a lot of the units in the game, and probably use the same code as well as Attila. Now Attila wasn't that good in my opinion, so they basically gave a paint job to a car that doesn't work properly. To give some content as to why I don't enjoy this game, they oversimplified the campaign, streamlining lots of features. For example, you don't really need to look to see what building you are making. Instead, you can simply color code them and they will be correct. Auto-resolves are broken in this game. You can literally win the entire campaign without manually fighting a single battle. You can send single unit generals scurrying around the campaign map, gobbling up territory without fighting a single battle. I will give some praise to it for sieges. While not perfect, they are an improvement, but for a game that has the Dark Ages of Britain as its playground, does absolutely nothing with it. We have the Great Heathen Army, Alfred the Great, and Mercia. This is such an interesting period of British history, and considering this game was released in 2018, delivered so little and was a very underwhelming experience and a missed opportunity. Thank you for watching the video. I would love to hear what your thoughts are for your own personal top 5 worst games. I will be doing more of these type of top 5 videos in the future, so please, if you have a suggestion for a top 5 list, let me know in the comment section below. I've been Dragonheart. Until next time, goodbye.